If I was a snake, I would have been, right? Hey, you got to give it up for the new Black Wall Street Marketplace. If anybody out there is saying that they're not impressed by what they see, meet me outside. I am telling you, I am so impressed with what we're seeing here. This is just an indication of things to come in the city of Stonecrest. This is what happens when you have a strong mayor and a strong council that is willing to put their neck on the line for some good development in our town. This is our town. We need to stand up and be proud about what we can do as a people in the city of Stonecrest. Yeah. So that is something, yeah, go ahead. I definitely want to say and give honor to our mayor, to Jason Larry, to Mr. Bill Allen. Mr. Matt Hampton. Yeah. You know what? None of us would be here without God. Yeah. So, you know, and God has his purposes here as well. We are here today to celebrate this, and I'm here today to get off the stage and just to welcome you guys to the city of Stonecrest. I am so delighted that this type of development is inside of District 1. The Opportunity District is what I call it, and we're looking for opportunities. I definitely want to give a big shout out to all the business here and all the people that have invested in this effort. Thank you all so much.
And with that said, we didn't know that we would get an opportunity to have him here this morning, but we're excited to have the founder of the city of Stonecrest here with us, Mayor Jason Larry. I want y'all to give it up for it. And we want y'all to know that you all are sitting in a 97% African-American community that's all about economic development. So since I got in here, I would like for the Mayor to come forward and give you all a few orders. Mayor.
Good morning to you all, and bless everybody for being here. I'm just glad to be above ground this morning. And I've had some health challenges that I've been able to overcome by the grace of God, and my prayers for all the folks that are sitting out here and people that are sitting behind me. And I just wanted to say, we can do this. We can do this. And as you look around, here we are, the largest African-American, majority created city since slavery. How about that? And with folks and investors like Mr. Bill Allen, you're just seeing the start of how well we can do. This is the new Harlem Renaissance, as we sit today. And starting here with the new Black Wallstreet market, certainly have the opportunity to tell you the future with the new Black Wallstreet village, all the other things that we're going on. We're showing the world that black folks are competent, and we can take care of our own business, and we can make a way for ourselves, and we are high quality people too. So with that, welcome to Stonecrest.
Well, we are also excited. The progress that you see is Mr. Allen's tireless work and investment in this community. But also we've had a special lift. We always get a lift from the Lord. But this guy represents the Lord. But he also has come down, and he's been an integral part of our development here at New Black Wall Street Market. He's helped us to reach out to the community. He's been our voice. He's connected us with so many entrepreneurs from New Birth in particular, but all over the world. And so without further ado, I'd like to bring forward for our prayer and our primary charge and message today, Pastor Jamal Bryant from New Birth Church.
We all stand. Ask that all heads are bowed, all eyes are closed. Good and gracious God, we come to you today thanking you that miracles still happen. That you are a God that can do absolutely anything but fail. I pray that you will give us the favor of Joshua that said, every place the sole of our foot treads upon, you'll give it to us. I pray under our feet will be met with amazing black excellence and success. We're excited about the generations that will come behind us. And remember that on October the 30th, 2021, in the middle of a global pandemic, there were some black people who never lost their focus, never lost their passion, and never lost their drive. Now, God, do for us what a whole generation of our ancestors could not do. Help Black Wall Street be a success. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Let's give God some praise for what has happened already today. While you're standing, would you join me in an overwhelming applause for Mr. Bill Allen? For we commend you, sir. We're just all over the moon elated. All of the entrepreneurs who are here, all of the business business leaders, captains of your industry. Come on, let's give them an amazing applause. Teamwork makes the dream work. And we are excited for you. Before I go another step further, you may be seated. I would be robbed and remiss if I did not appreciate publicly our amazing visionary futurist of a mayor. Our mayor is with us, and we're so thankful for him. He's a living history maker. Let's give him an amazing applause. I want to ask if I can that we would be mindful. I see a smattering of them, maybe about 10. All of our young people who are under 20, would you stand and lift your hand in the event that we can't see you when you stand? We doing all of this for them.
That's right.
Can y'all come on, turn it up, turn it up. You may be seated, young people. I want to say a couple of things, and Matt, thank you for that introduction. For my chest. To Kanye West and to LeBron James. The reason why it is that I wanted us to know the significance and the magnitude of this day for these young people who are here is I wanted them to know as they walk through this building that we are pushing and pressing them to be successful. Hear this, without being entertainers. Is that they do not have to hold a microphone or dribble a ball to make a difference or to make an impact, but we want them to know the strength of the radical act of economy and black economy. And I am believing that our young people who are here today represent the next class of black millionaires and billionaires who will not be entertainers, but will be empowerers. Let's give them another amazing applause. In June of 1921, in the section of Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma, an uprising took place because a young man, 19 years of age, by the name of Dickie, was accused of looking sideways at a Caucasian young lady who was an elevator operator in a neighboring department store. News of it began to scurry around Tulsa, and within the hour he was arrested. There were those who were Klansmen and Christian. I've got to help you to hear that. They were Klansmen and Christian. In case y'all didn't hear it, they were Klansmen and deacons. They had made up in their minds that they were going to hang that young man before nightfall. 19 years of age, not accused of rape, not accused of selling drugs, just for looking at a young lady what they felt inappropriately. And what history has diminished and deleted is that a group of 35 black men went down to the jail and made a human wall around the jail saying, "You are not going to kill this boy." The sheriff came out and said to him, "We've got this under control. Thank you, black men, for standing on the wall, but I am going to try to make sure that nothing happens to this young man." how one of the Klansmen, feeling white privilege, went up to the brother who understood his constitutional right to bear and to carry arms and tried to take the weapon from that man. A tussle ensued, and somehow or another gunfire went off, and a white man was shot at the hands of a black man's firearm. The reason why it is that I am telling you this today is that Black Wall Street does not just encompass black business, but it is the epitome of black culture, of understanding that we have a sense of community and responsibility to one another. Matt said that we are the new Harlem Renaissance. Harlem Renaissance reflected for us the sense and the consciousness of our people that became evidence in song, in poetry, in literature, in business, in fashion, in cuisine, and in worship. So this is just one dot in the screen of what it is that we have got to represent for our people and for what the new conscious Atlanta looks like. I have been back in Atlanta now for almost 3 years, and there is a market shift that we cannot diminish or ignore. When I came to Atlanta in 1989, the main draw for Atlanta at that time was the King Center, the legacy of civil rights, and the Atlanta University Center. Now we are having on average 3,000 people a week move to Atlanta. They're doing so not to see the King Center, not to go to the Atlanta University Center, but for the hope and the aspiration of entrepreneurship and for reality television. It's a true story. We've got to make sure that at least here in Stonecrest, we represent one of those entities. And the entity that we represent with the direction of our mayor and with the vision of Mr. Allen is making sure that our young people understand their greatest asset is in their minds. The United Negro College Fund said, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And so I am excited for the black genius and brilliance that is represented in every one of these pop-ups in one of these stores that reflects somebody's idea who is able to think clearly in the midst of a global crisis. Dr. Miles Monroe said this, and I don't want you to ever forget it. Dr. Miles Monroe said the best ideas are in the cemetery. And they're in the cemetery because people die with their dream instead of living with them. Today, when you walk around the new Black Wall Street, you are seeing the evidence of dreams that did not die, but dreams that have come to life. And I think you ought to give a hearty applause for every dreamer who refused to die with their dream, but is convicted and is committed to making that dream come to pass. Y'all got to clap better than that. I want you to clap like you want folk to appreciate your dream, your idea, and your concept. As we move forward, there are just two things that I want to say to you in closing. Our Black Enterprise gives us the startling data that 85% of black businesses died the first year. 85% of black businesses died the first year. Hear this, not because of inferior product, but because of inferior support. So while it is that we're going through Black Wall Street, the new Black Wall Street market, I need you to check yourself. I know it's going to be hard. I know you're going to be tempted. I know you're going to go to your knee-jerk reaction. But when you go into these black stores, these black businesses, these black pop-ups, I am begging you not to ask for a discount. Because you don't do it at Lennox, you don't do it at Phipps, you don't do it at Perimeter. I want you to give them what it is that they're asking for, because they, come on y'all, at least the entrepreneurs ought to be clapping with me on that. Whatever it says on that sticker, pay that price. There will not be a sale here until Christmas Eve. Everything else is staying exactly where it is. The second thing that I wanted you to be aware of, percent of
ouch, you ain't say that.
Who we blame for our problems is who we spend our money with. In the Jewish community, they circulate their dollar 24 times before it leaves their hands. In the Caucasian community, it is 12 times. In the Asian community, it is 16 times. But in the black community, dollars stay in our hands for 30 minutes before we hand our money over to somebody else. At the church, here it is. This is the precarious predicament that we're in, is that I got to preach to Negro saints who will spend their check paying the car note for a German car, spend their check paying for bundles for hair from a Korean hair supply, spending their check getting fill-ins from a Vietnam nail tech, spending their check, y'all ain't saying nothing, and then y'all make me beg you for 10% for your time. I'm getting ready to pass the plate right now. Y'all owe Black Jesus some money. Something is wrong and something is out of order. But I hope that today that you all will realize this is not a tourist field trip. We do not want you to window shop today. We want you to spend every dime you have in discretionary income to help us to build black wealth and to do it right here in the city of Stonecrest. I am excited, and all the money that you all do not spend today, give it to New Birth tomorrow. Thank you so very much.
Ushers, please come forward. So as you all know, we've been working really hard here to do Black Wall. We were putting the program together. I took the young man to the door and I said to him, I said, man, we can't listen to the poem right now because he's really busy. But I'll do my best. If it's a good poem, I'm going to try to get you on stage. So he looked at me and he said, well, you want to listen to my poem? I was like, no, I don't want to listen to your poem. This boy was determined to get this poem out. And so what happened is when we were doing our programming, we had missed over his name. And I said, you know what? I got to let this man do this poem. Because I don't want to come back up here again because I know he's coming. This man has been determined to get this poem. And so I am excited to bring forward. I got it straight. I just want to make sure I don't wreck the man's name. This is moment. Mr. Stephen Misher, he has a beautiful poem that I want to bring forward to you also. Stephen, would you please come forward, sir?
Good morning. Good morning. As I was listening to my fellow Morehouse brethren, I was saying, man, I hope I feel bad for whoever got to follow him. The first time I heard Mr. Allen was when my wife's best friend was talking about him. And she kept saying, Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen. And she was talking about him as if he could part the Red Sea. So I asked about well, he just shy and he doesn't like being in the spotlight. So I said, okay, I'm going to do my own research. Indeed, so as we go through life, we find that life teaches us. And we have to learn from those lessons. So as I did this research on Mr. Allen, it occurred to me that you have indeed learned from the lessons that life has taught you. So the title of this poem, on behalf of the Poet Foundation, is called A Lesson Learned. You were born on the R.A. Pickens plantation. Slavery was removed by one generation. and determination. And for Mr. Bill Allen, that is a lesson learned. To own a big home, it was never far in your dreams. So you left Arkansas at the age of 18. Wayne State. That is a lesson learned. Can I get an amen? And with your wife, Maddie, who has always been everywhere, you went from teaching in a class to starting a daycare. From Detroit North to charter schools everywhere. Because for you, life ain't been no crystal step. But even while you were climbing, Mr. Allen, you kept giving back. Putting our young scholars on the entrepreneurial track. No matter where they were, no matter what they lacked, you gave them roots and you gave them wings. And brother, these are the facts. And all your children are so proud to have the Allen name. And even while he looks down from heaven, Aaron, he can say the same. You are living proof that generations can change. Because where you start out in life, it is not who you became. Brother, you never wanted the fortune. You never wanted the fame. I mean, life has blessed you with all the wealth that you can claim. But a legacy, that has been your aim. And centuries from now, this world will still say your name. Can I get a witness? They will say, that young man from Arkansas, he's done mighty well. Because of what God gave you, future generations will excel. And you know that God's word, it never fails. That is why, indeed, that is a lesson learned. You weren't born with a silver spoon. But your life, it does confirm that anything you want in this world, baby, you got to earn it. And you, everything that you give to others, God, He surely returns. That's why, for you, for Mr. Leicester Bill Allen, this is a lesson learned. I see why he wanted to say that for us, man. That boy good. That boy good. One of the things that we are really excited about is that this place, again, you see it, you can feel the vibe and the energy.
But this is going to be a place that's going to be a hub for tourism. And so one of our partners is going to come before you today to talk a little bit as we get ready to do our awards presentation about tourism in DeKalb County. And so I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. James Tismanakis of Discover DeKalb.
Well, I was going to thank Matt and for Mr. Allen for having me here, but a minister and a poet. You're worried about following the minister. I have to follow the minister, then the poet with music. So, I'm going to make this pretty quick. I'm very excited to be here. We are the Convention and Visitor Bureau representing Stonecrest, and anyone who does family reunions or weddings or any type of meetings, if you all could please stop by. Very opposite end of this stage is the Discover DeKalb Convention and Visitor Bureau booth, and Penny Moore is in there, as well as Dorcas Milton, unless Dorcas is still stuck in traffic. So we do family reunions. I'm not sure how many of you all know DeKalb County is the family reunion capital of the South. So we are here to help you put on your family reunions, and we're now seeing that we don't want to say COVID's gone, but we know that's not true. But we are knowing people are wanting to get married and starting to have functions, and so we want to help you with
Market for my people, by my people. Please come and see us here at 8109 Mall Parkway, here in Stonecrest, Georgia.
All right. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Free natural hair care samples.
Absolutely, thank you.
Compliments to Leah Wajid brand Zoe Beauty because she got the 15% off coupon.
Awesome.
Check us out when you get a chance.
Thank you so much. Okay,
We
Zoe.
got something for the fellas too.
Okay, I can take this to my husband.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Lady with the plan. Obviously, it's because of Maria. A lot of it.
Oh, yeah, I seen her on Thursday.
Listen, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all doing this thing.
I gotta get some pictures with everything you did up front, so I haven't done it yet.
Okay. All right, thank y'all. Hey, Essence. Wow. Trinity's Organics. What? Hey. Hey. Hey, how you doing? It is Miss Trinity herself.
Hey, y'all.
What is the deal? You look beautiful in this shop. Okay? Do y'all see this shop? And look, there's Trinity Senior right there. Hey, Trinity Senior. We're just looking at this gorgeous shop. Lord have mercy. Y'all come shop with Trinity. Hey, girl. How you doing? Good. Look at you. Look at y'all. This is awesome. Awesome.
I'm trying to get our color.
Pardon me.
So, I relieved that I'm still standing up front and can see this come to fruition. And Mr. Mayor, as I have said many times before, it is because you had the vision and made the sacrifice for 4 years after you first came to see me and was talking about starting a city. I just looked at it. Because so many of us talk the talk, but there are not many of us who can bring to fruition the things that we start. And so I neither rejected him, I neither supported him. I just sit there and listen. You know, I do believe in the saying that if you can't say anything good, don't say anything bad. So I just didn't say anything, Mr. Mayor. It took him 4 years I thought he had forgotten about the idea and it was totally dead. And then the people of this community, Councilman Clanton, voted to start this community. So I decided, well, you know what? I'm in the city of Stonecrest, whether I want to be in it or not. So I decided to get with it. I got too much invested into this city to let it be a nothing city. I don't believe in a nothing anything. I believe in excellence. And the person who was at my institute had a saying that excellence at a minimum. I want you all to say that with me. Excellence at a minimum. I just believe, coming from the small town in my community, that I was taught I'm as good as anybody. And I had no better sense to believe it when I left my little country town and went to Michigan. And I also believe that as a person of color, what my mind can conceive, and this is what I teach my young students, and in my heart I believe I can achieve. I'm just crazy enough to believe that. But faith without work is what? Being alone. I believe in working. Yesterday I was here and someone looked at me and they said, "You have everybody else." And when you learn that, you will know that hard work is a part of success. And so I'm so relieved to see this come to fruition. And Mr. Mayor, Mr. Councilman, Mr. Pastor, Dr. Jamal Bryant, with your help and continued support, because you're in this city, whether you want to be here or not, Newburgh is the biggest edifice in this city and one of the largest in this entire metropolitan Atlanta, and some would say the largest. I understand that your media following is up over 40,000 per Sunday or somewhere around there. Isn't that something? That deserves a round of applause. This man is volunteering here, not getting paid a dime. I want you all to know that, because they always talk about the preacher get all the money. Well, he deserves some of it because most of my friends are preachers. So I don't think they ought to be raggedy and poor. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. Can you say amen, Doc? So, the vision that I have, and I as you see, I had not planned to make this speech, but I want you all to know, I believe so in the city, and when the mayor was elected mayor, and it's because of his vision for the city that I was willing to invest even further. So when all of the land that was available in the city of Stonecrest, in your district, Mr. Clanton, which was about 330 acres, came back on the market. It was supposed to be something that was a sports complex and did not come to fruition. You follow me? And I told Matt, I said, call that guy who has this land. And so we purchased that land. And I want you to know, if God is my helper, and he has been helping me all this time, and I believe he's going to help me to see this to come to fruition, we're going to build an entire village with a price tag of approximately $1.5 billion to build that village. Over 3,000 people live in the village. have hotels, amphitheaters, entertainment, not just inside of a building, but all streets. And so this is the vision that I have. And I'm saying this publicly not to brag to you, but I tell my students, whether they are 5th graders or 12th graders or college young people that come to visit the Allen Entrepreneurial Institute, you might as well dream big because it doesn't cost anymore. So I say to you, let us as a people dream big. We deserve this. This country was built on the backs of slavery. So we deserve to have the ownership within this country. And that's what I'm preaching. Jobs are nice, but I think of jobs like needing to breathe. Nobody needs to tell you that. Your pocketbook will tell you you need some money. You need to go out and get you a job. I'm telling you, the new word for the new Black Wall Street. I'm like Dr. Brian. I don't believe y'all believe it. Say it like you believe it. What is the new word? Ownership. 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 Thank you. You still got one more job to do. Hello. I'd like you to go ahead and present this to a very deserving person. And so I'll let you make the comment and present that forward. Well, I started down the comment road anyway. But let me tell you something. Many people, as I said before, especially within our community, one of the things that I have decided, it is time for us to stop applauding people describing what our problems are. We just laugh at it because they do it so articulate. It is time for us to start to work and start some solutions within our own community. Dr. Brian hinted to it when he said, we spend our money, vast majority of it, with the people we're blaming for our own condition. Now, we can change where we spend our money. Here is a man that I'm presenting this new Black Wall Street Market Festival, Harvest Festival Award to, who has demonstrated, not just through his words, because as you can see, the man can speak, he can articulate, but I want to tell you, hear it from me, his actions, the support of his community, meaning our community, to the point when I told him about it, this didn't even exist. He said, this is what I'm going to do. I want to make sure that it is a success. So Newburgh, how many businesses are you going to have in there? And I had to think. He said, I'm going to make sure that I support at least 10% of them. Because some of them will get to the point where they can't pay their rent. Now that's how committed this man has been. And I want to tell you all, since he has been at Newburgh, even during this pandemic time, he is the right man for the right place at the right church. Would the Newburgh people agree? Yes. And he has picked up the legacy of Pastor Bishop Long and led that church to new height, even in the middle of the pandemic. Well, let me just say this. When I turn anything over to Anithia, I don't give it another thought for the last 15 or 16 years. She's going to take care of it. And what was my phrase? Excellence at a minimum? You're looking at excellence at a minimum. I think that should say it all.
And we're going to give these champions their awards. So you all congratulate them as you see them around the market today.
Yes!
Thank you guys so very much. We have a surprise. Actually, it's not a surprise. They told me they were coming. But I know you all keep up with all the various movies and what have you. How many of you have heard of the Underground Railroad? All right. Chase W. Dillon. This is the young man who started there. Let us see your face, Chase. I've adopted him. He's now another grandson. I told him I had a grandson, Bryson, Landon. That's my grandson, Bryson, over there. But I have one who looks just like you. He's about 11. How old are you? You just turned 12, right? Okay. You want to make a few comments? So just tell him a few things that you have done and he's doing. And he's a great actor. Anyway.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Chase W. Dillon. I'm 12 years old, and I'm just so humbled and glad to be here to celebrate the new Black Wall Street. So I am, as you heard, I'm an actor, and I played one of the lead parts on the Underground Railroad. I played Omar. If I saw a few people that heard of it. And I tell you, a lot of people saw me on there, they was like, was filmed right here in this city. The headquarters was right here. And we didn't even, it was literally down the street, it's walking distance. And, you know, I didn't know my adopted. And I didn't know my adopted uncle, Dr. Brad. And I didn't know about this. This probably wasn't even in development yet, but yeah. So I came down here today. I was like, okay, this place looks familiar because we were housing in Covington. So I came here to buy some shoes. I remember that. You know, Jordans just come and go. You know, pick up Jordans, buy. Pick up some Jordans, bring it home, forget about it. You know, she wanted to tell me something. She wanted to tell me something to say. She's a good mama. But you know how they be. Black mamas don't play. But anyways, so the headquarters was here, and I filmed the Underground Railroad. I am an actor, but I left an actor, but I'm coming back as an entrepreneur. Now, as we speak, I am filming a Disney movie called The Haunted Mansion. And with Tiffany Haddish, Danny DeVito, Lakeith Stanfield, Owen Wilson, and Rosario Dawson. Which I know it says The Haunted Mansion in the title, so y'all know I bring my Bible on set. I'd be like, the blood of Jesus. You know they got all these spirits and stuff who like the blood of Jesus rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I call the Lord on you, shoot. But I don't want to keep y'all long because I know y'all want to see stuff. But there is also another movie that is in the theaters called The Harder They Fall. And I'm in the opening scene. Got my little spotlight. Yeah, so that's in the theaters, so y'all should go watch it. It's also gonna be on Netflix of November 3rd. It's gonna start